Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call
Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 448. Episode number 448 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. Lots of things that I do on Twitter that I don't do on this show. So, by God, follow me on there. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Now, with that being said, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me here. This is a Wednesday edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Lots of things to talk about, like always, now that we president now. I hate to rub it in the faces of a lot of these liberal leftist tards out here that want to sit here and just continue to protest and call for Trump's assassination, call for uprising, unrest, violence. It's just pathetic to see a sore loser continue on after so long instead of trying to gather together and regroup to some capacity. I mean, I don't understand why the Democratic Party continues to hold on to this progressive left nonsense. It's not going to suit them one bit of good. I mean, not even Rahm Emanuel, who is now the mayor of Chicago, which doesn't say much, but he was also the chief of staff during the first tenure of Barack Obama's presidency. Even he's telling these Democrats to shut up. Just shut up. Anyway, with that being said, folks, let's go ahead and get right into the markets because we've got a lot to talk about out here. Now, first and foremost, I want to say that we're seeing a little bit of slight slides in the market. And what do I keep telling you? All right, they're propping up this market. I didn't suggest any stock this morning because, as I suggested, any time that I look in the pre-market and see nothing but just flat volume, no volume whatsoever, I mean, I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to day trade. All right, that means that there is no buyers in the market. You know, what the pre-market should tell the pattern or day trader is that if you see a lot of volume and you see that there's a lot of shares exchanging hands in a given stock and on many different stocks, then you know that the volatility is going to be there. Then you know, hey, it's time for me to get my game on. Let me get my conscience going. Let me get the charts. Let me see all the information. Let's get the data going. And putting yourself in that mode so that you can be able to have these reactionary reactions and better judgment calls. But when you put yourself in that position and the market is completely flat or potentially very volatile on the negative side with the low volume, I mean, you could find yourself in a predicament where you're holding the bag and you didn't even know it. So, that's why I don't like to trade in these types of environments. Pattern or day traders want to trade where volume is happening. I mean, that's the key. That's what creates volatility, for heaven's sake. People buying and selling shares. We're seeing more people, in my opinion, that are selling than we are buying out here, and there's not enough buyers. There's not enough buyers, and not to mention we want to see a lot of people buy at market price. And that's very, very important if we're going to see a bull market. I mean, you got a lot of market bulls out here claiming that this is a great time in American financial history. I mean, that is just pure pump and dump as far as I'm concerned. Okay, now I did tweet an article earlier. I believe it was out of Market Watch. I have seen other business personalities and other experts supposedly in this field that are starting to say, hey, wait a minute. Hold on just a second. It's a bubble here. There's nothing justified. I'm glad somebody else is finally starting to say this. I mean, the first business publication that I finally started seeing say this after the Dow Jones hit 20K was Zero Hedge, and then it just kind of took off thereafter. I would like to think that it had something to do with putting the context of what the hell this 20,000 Dow Jones Industrials really means. And what it means is it's just a trap. It's a trap. I keep saying it. Someone is propping up this market. And you can see it any time that people start selling off and you start seeing a contraction, something happens. There's orders that are put in on multiple different fronts on a variety of different spread accounts that continuously buy a certain, I mean, you can just see it on the charts. They buy a certain group of stocks that obviously the colluders trade amongst themselves and, bounce them around to prop them up. You prop up these stocks, you kind of prop up the index because of the low volume, because there's nobody else buying stocks. I mean, you're propping up the index artificially, especially if you're a fund manager of any capacity, hedge, mutual fund, a Wall Street trader. I mean, it just takes a collusion of a couple of these guys that have hundreds of billions of dollars at their disposal for them to do this. Now, why are they doing this? There's a variety of different reasons, folks. First and foremost, they're trying to get people in the market at these high prices so that they can be holding the bag as these folks that are propping up the market are incrementally, slowly moving out of the market. I mean, they're trying to slowly move out of the market while everybody's getting in. And what's really sad is that you're starting to see people go into the market that would have otherwise gone into it because of all the damn Dow Jones 20K hype. It's all hype. I mean, you got everybody talking about it. Even the local news are talking about it. So the local news is talking about it. Mainstream news is talking about it. I mean, your mommy, your granny, your grandpa's talking about it. Everybody thinks it's a great feat for our financial system. It's bogus. They're trying to lure people in so that those people can be holding the bag, so the folks that kind of propped up this Dow Jones 20K can incrementally just get out. And by the time this bubble bursts and there ain't nobody that's buying in anymore on this hype and the damn thing starts taking a header, everybody who bought in at these high prices are going to be left holding the bag at these high prices for a long, long time. I mean, they just literally gave away money. So that's why I caution everybody right now, do not buy in this freaking long-term at least. Do not buy long-term in this market at this point in time unless you're going to value invest to some capacity. But, even then, I question because I think at any time anything can happen. Mark my word, there's such little volume happening in the stock market right now. Something like a natural disaster, a major earthquake, a volcano. I don't know if y'all folks have been hearing about this massive volcano, this super volcano erupting out there in Italy. That's very interesting. That's why I believe possibly Italy's been having a lot of earthquakes as of late. I mean, anything, a terrorist act, an act of war, global conflict. Anything can happen that could send this damn stock market tumbling down dramatically. And I don't want to be left holding the bag when it happens. I don't want to be left holding the bag when it happens. Now, with that being said, that's one motive, is that the people that are propping this up are incrementally getting out. The second motive is to utilize this as a means of controlling Trump. I honestly believe that the financial forces, which, remember, they have a vested interest in the Democratic Party because it was the Democratic Party that not only bailed them out, but also gave them money in the stimulus package 2 bill. That's why I keep telling everybody, look at the stimulus package 2 bill, which was the first thing Obama and the Democratic-dominated Congress in 2009 voted in. It was the first thing they voted in. It was the first thing they made into law. Stimulus package 2, look it up. And look at all the billions that went to everybody that donated to the campaign contribution account to the Democrats and to Obama himself. The biggest transfer of wealth in American history. So, with that being said, you have Wall Street having a vested interest in possibly making sure that the Democrats or an establishment Republican takes power. And to be honest with you, what Trump has proposed is against the interest of a lot of entities within Wall Street, especially the banking industry. So they're utilizing the prop up of this particular market as a carrot on a stick. And, to be honest with you, I don't think it's working with Trump at this point in time. But at the same time, that's not the only thing that they have in their pocket. It's not just the propping up of this market. I was talking earlier today with some folks about the real estate market, which has also been propped up. We need to take a look back at what really caused the 2008-2009 real estate crisis. Now, folks, people try to say that deregulation was the cause of the 2008-2009 crisis. I beg to differ completely. Now, I'm going to take a small portion of time to explain one more again to folks that don't understand what happened in 2009 crash on what exactly happened. Now, first and foremost, there was a contraction in the market. All right? There was a contraction in the market in which we saw not just necessarily a drop in the stock market, but in the jobs market. I mean, there was massive layoffs in 2008, and it wasn't just in blue-collar work. White-collar jobs were massively laid off, and as you know, I'm sure now, many of these folks that are, making these high-end white-collar jobs, they're spending next week's cash this week. I mean, so they're dependent on that income to suffice all the loans outstanding. That includes the house note, that includes the car note, that includes everything. Now, what happened is that at first, the first sign in which we saw trouble, and I saw it in 2008, you can look back in the archive, I saw it. While everybody was worried about, I don't know what people were worried about. I was hollering about the economy, and people were like, "Ghost, you're stupid. What are you talking about? This is the greatest economy ever." The economy was such at a dwindling point prior to 2009 that, believe it or not, certain stores on Rodeo Drive and these big epicenters of high-end retail were exclusively accepting euros at the time, believe it or not. And moreover, not to mention, you had at the time certain artists that wanted to be just paid in euros at that time. Jay-Z at the time was vocal about him just being paid in euros. So, with that being said, there was a major contraction in the job market. So when people were laid off, that means they got no money to pay for next month's house note, next month's car note, and that ain't going to last very long. And as a result, people started foreclosing on their homes. Now, with that being said, before I get ahead of myself, okay, that was the precursor to what exactly was the domino effect of the goddamn crash of 2008, 2009. Now, let's get to the housing market at that time. At that time, as much as the Democrats want to claim that it was deregulation that caused the crisis, what really caused it was this co-opting. All right, this co-opting of private and public enterprises or entities coming together in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now, for you folks that are unaware, Mr. Barney Frank and company on the Democrats made housing a major issue in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I remember hearing Frank talking about, saying quotes like this, if you have a pulse, you should have a house. If you have a pulse, you should have a house. I mean, seriously, if you have a pulse, you should have a house. That's what he was literally kicking to the American people on a consistent basis via the mainstream media, okay?
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Now, because of that, these co-opted private public entities that were created by the government so that folks that would have not otherwise got home loans, okay? Y'all remember, if you were alive and you were an adult at that particular time, literally you could have a $25,000 job and they'll approve you for like $150,000, $200,000 house. I'm not even joking around, okay? I'm not even kidding. Now, let me continue on because it's very complex. I know it's very confusing. People are tweeting at me right now. I thought it was Lehman Brothers. I thought it was this. No, calm down. You have to know the facts before anyone starts making assumptions. Now, because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were created so that private institutions, the big banks, Bank of America and all these big banks would give folks that would not have otherwise gotten home loans, giving them home loans, okay? And as a result, a lot of these people had to use, and when I mean these people, I'm talking about the financial institutions. They used a lot of financial instruments to be able to continue to sustain profitability amidst these risky loans. Because prior to Barney Frank and the Democrats pushing this housing kick, you had to drop 25% down. Before a financial institution would talk to your ass, you know what I mean? You had to put 25% of whatever the home was valued at, you had to put that down before the damn bank would even talk to you. And even then, they'd crawl up your ass with a microscope. All right? Now, with that being said, the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac entities allowed the government to kind of quasi-force the private institutions into giving, quote, what do they call these people? Hard-working folk, which otherwise couldn't afford a home. Now, with that being said, the government was forcing private banks to give people homes that would have otherwise never have got them. So what's a bank to do? So what the financial institutions did, and this is really what caused the financial crisis, okay, regardless of what anybody says. Because banks were forced to give loans to folks that they wouldn't have otherwise given loans to, they had to figure out other means to make capital. Because they had anticipated, because they're financial people, anybody who's in finance and who's number crunching, who's a bean counter, can pretty much predict that the majority of these folks were probably not going to pay the house note in the long term, okay? I mean, the only reason they were doing it and giving loans to these folks because the government was forcing them to do it. Now, when these people were getting these loans and they were backed up by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the financial institutions that were holding those house notes, those home loans, they were making bets amongst each other in a private market amongst the financial institutions. This private market was called the derivative security market. Now, derivative securities was a concept in which financial institutions would basically take bets amongst each other on a given home loan that was obviously rather questionable if it was backed up by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. Now, these institutions would take these questionable loans that many which knew that the probability of them foreclosing was rather high. They would take these housing notes and make derivative security bets on those notes. And one side would bet that that note would fulfill its note or fulfill the obligation of payment for a certain given amount of time, or to the fulfillment of the actual housing note. The other side bet that it was not going to happen, that we're going to be foreclosed on, and the bank was going to be left holding the note. Now, this bet obviously was something that was a supplemental income attempt by the banks because they were forced to give these loans out to people that wouldn't have otherwise gotten them because of the government's insistence, the government's pressure, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the whole works. Now, these institutions and these derivative securities, they did this on such a massive scale that there was a lot of money exchanging hands on both the winning and the losing sides of these derivative securities, that AIG Insurance Company, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world, decided, hey, we can get some free premiums, or not free premiums, but we can get some premiums insuring these derivative security bets, meaning that if you're one side or the other and you're betting on a derivative security, you can buy insurance with AIG to get your money back just in case you lose the bet in a derivative security. Now, that's a very complicated scheme of things, but that's exactly how it happened, okay? Now, with that being said, this derivative security market was making gangloads of money. AIG was making gangloads of money on premiums because the market was booming. Once we had that employment contraction that I talked about prior to me describing the 2008, or prior to me describing the derivative security market, when the employment market started contracting and people started getting laid off, foreclosures happened at a very rapid pace at a very fast amount of time. And as a result, when people lost their jobs, their homes were foreclosed on, their cars were taken away, and people that were in neighborhoods that were paying on house notes were seeing their neighbors being foreclosed on, and because these homes were being foreclosed on at such a rapid pace, it was bringing down the cost of real estate right before everybody's eyes. It was the first time anyone in housing market history had ever seen a massive decline in the real estate market because of the economic contraction. And remember, the whole reason why the real estate market was so hot was because the government forced private institutions to give loans to folks that wouldn't have otherwise got them, all right, with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Now, with that being said, okay, that started crippling the real estate market. Then you had other types of situations like the subprime mortgages that started to come into maturity at that particular time, meaning that people who got home loans under the idea of a subprime mortgage financial instrument would basically pay nothing but interest they would pay nothing but principal at first for about 5 years of the note. And then after that 5th, 6th, or 7th year, depending on what you agreed upon, the interest rate would kick in, which would otherwise double, if not triple, the amount of money people were paying on their initial note. So you had the contraction of the employment market, you had the maturities of the financial instruments, the subprime financial instruments, you had people all of a sudden foreclosed on. The real estate market started collapsing right before everybody's eyes. And then once that happened, people that didn't get fired, people that still were employed but still paying on a house note, these people were paying on house notes that were once, let's say for the sake of argument, $300,000 house note. Because of the contraction of the real estate market, that house note went down to $100,000, if not less in some markets. So people were left holding the bag, paying $300,000 notes on a $100,000 valued house. So that in turn made people decide, well, you know what, I'm not going to pay on this house. I'm going to foreclose too. And literally that's what collapsed everything, man. I'm not joking around. And then we go back to the derivative security market, okay? People started foreclosing on homes, so the banks were left with collateral, because that's why the bank gives you a home loan. They use the home as collateral, all right? That's why before Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, you would have to put down 25%, sometimes 20%, and once you did that, the bank would give you the amount loan necessary to buy the home from whoever's selling it, and they in turn use the home as a piece of collateral just in case you can't pay the home. Now the problem is that people were foreclosing at such a massive quantity that the banks were left holding the bag with loans and the collateral worth, if not maybe a quarter or a third of what the loans that they took a loss on in foreclosure. That's where they called toxic assets. Remember that? Remember that whole terminology back then, that the banks had toxic assets? That's what it means. They gave out loans for homes that were like $500,000 that got foreclosed on that are now technically worth like $100,000, if not less at that time. It was a freaking mess, okay? So what the financial institutions thought, that they said, hey, well, wait a minute. Even though we're suffering in the foreclosure situation, even though we're holding toxic assets, even though the collateral isn't worth as much, we still have this derivative security market. So now, I can just go, as a financial institution, this is what they were thinking, we can just go and cash out on our derivative securities, and whether we win or lose, we're still gaining capital back. So that's what they did. They went to the derivative security market. They went out and they decided that they were going to cash out on these derivative securities, and those that lost, they went to AIG to cash out on their insurance, and all this was a domino effect that literally nearly collapsed the entire financial system. I kid you not. That's why it's so complicated. That's why I had to sit here for a good amount of time to explain it to everybody, because I'm sick and tired of hearing that deregulation caused the financial crisis. That's a bunch of horse crap. It was the idea that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were entities that were pushed by Democrats, Barney Frank in general, to force financial institutions to give home loans to people that didn't deserve it. Now, have we learned anything since then? Absolutely not, folks. We have not learned anything because, folks, right now, we're in another housing bubble. Now, how did this happen? Well, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac turned into FHA, for you folks that are unaware. Now, what's going to happen with FHA? Now, let me explain to you what FHA is. It is a home loan that is completely backed up by the government. With FHA, you don't need to put 20%, 25% down to buy your home. With an FHA government loan, you can buy your home at like 2.5%, 3% down. I mean, are you kidding me? 2.5%, 3% down. And literally, folks, people are going and purchasing their homes under this FHA crap. And what's going to happen is the same goddamn thing, because that's what's propping up the housing market at this point in time. I mean, go to a bank right now and drop 25% on a home. They'll be salivating all over their pants. Are you kidding me? The banks are waiting for people that actually have money. You know what I mean? They're actually waiting for folks. They don't want to mess around and give anybody a freaking loan. I mean, they want people like this, but everybody's getting the FHA loan. That's what's propping up this rise in the real estate market. That's why I am not a buyer in the real estate market at this point in time. Now, with that being said, we're going to see a contraction on both the stock market and the real estate market, because it's the same goddamn crap, different plate, man. All right? And it could happen at any time at this point in time. Any time. That's why Trump and the administration at this point are focusing so much on creating jobs. Because if you create jobs, you stop that foreclosure mess that ended up kind of waving in this whole financial collapse in 2008, 2009. Because as I stated, that's what caused it, folks, the contraction of the job market. The contraction of the job market is that's what happened. That's the way it is. And that's all there is to it. So with that being said, folks, that's what caused the 2008, 2009 collapse, plain and simple. And it's going to happen again unless Congress gets off its ass. This Republican Congress, they ain't doing a goddamn thing, and start passing tax cuts, starts allowing the president to, kind of deregulate the business sector so that business growth can happen. We need this type of job growth so that it can offset any potential contraction. Because if we can have job growth, any contraction that comes along will be offset at some point. It's not going to be that prolonged like we saw in 2008, 2009. We're just, believe it or not, we never left the recession of 2008, 2009. I mean, the proof is in the living standard that we have now accepted. Well, not me. I'm a capitalist. I don't accept nothing. But most people in America today have accepted a lower, ridiculous standard of living right now. And the reason is because that's what Democrats like to do. They like to take a crisis like the crash of 2008, 2009, and prolong it and use it to their powerful advantage. Now, I know I'm getting a little long-winded, all right? I know I'm getting long-winded about this subject because it's going to happen again. It's not Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac anymore. It's FHA loans. Now, because the majority of real estate at this point in time are FHA loans, if by some chance there's a massive foreclosure on FHA loans, who's holding the bag on the damn houses? The government. It's not toxic assets no more to the financial institutions. It's the government. And the scary implication of that is that when the government owns these toxic assets, when the government owns these home loans, what are they going to do with the property? Are they going to move in immigrants? I'm not joking around, man. I mean, this is what this has all come out to be. The whole collusion. That's what got me started on this whole tirade. The collusion of Wall Street and the government. The collusion of banks and the government. That's why Wall Street has more vested interest in making sure that the Democrats and the establishment Republicans are in power so that they can continue this perpetual scam on a consistent basis. So that's why I'm saying I would be very, very worried during the next collapse. Because if you're living in a neighborhood where there is a lot of FHA loan people, who and what is going to happen to those goddamn houses when they're foreclosed on? I've thought about that for a long time, and the only thing I can think of, when the government has it, they can do whatever they want with it. It's theirs now. You foreclosed on it, they gave you the loan. It's the government's. The government has unlimited money. Why? Because of our taxes. And they can go and they can put anybody in there. I mean, that's scary. That's the scariest part about the next retraction, or contraction, I should say, in the real estate market. is that the government owns the house notes. They own the toxic assets, and they've got an unlimited amount of money supply thanks to our taxes. So anyway, folks, my apologies for getting long-winded about that particular scenario. I just think it needs to be said. We have a lot of people now talking garbage about deregulation, this and that. No, it was regulation, and it's continuously, always regulation that causes these crises. I mean, I just outlined to you in technical detail what exactly caused the crisis of 2008-2009. And it's going to happen again. I promise you it'll happen again. That's why this Trump administration, which I have always said is a manifestation of the capitalist revolution, just take a look at who he is putting in his cabinet. This is the richest cabinet in world history. They understand that if they can create not only job growth, but GDP growth, sustainable at least 4%, then they can offset whatever Wall Street is trying to plan for the Trump administration, and they can also offset what the Federal Reserve is trying to do to this administration. Both entities don't have very favorable, they're not very favorable to the administration. Let's just put it lightly, all right? Anyway, with that being said, I'm sorry for going long-winded, but I hope that people were listening because I know this is a very complicated, complex issue, but you got to know the facts. You know, you can't just go half-cocked thinking you know every goddamn thing. You have to know the actual facts. Anyway, let me get to the markets. My apologies here, folks, okay? Once again, the markets are slipping a little bit, and the reason the markets are slipping is, in my opinion, the lack of volume, uncertainty, lack of buyers in the market. So with that being said, let's take a look. Dow Jones Industrial is down today 35.95 points, a percentage decrease of 0.18%, closing out the Dow at 20,054.34 points for the Dow Jones Industrials. S&P 500 is up very modestly today. Take a look at that intraday chart, but flat, but still up 1.59 points. A percentage increase of 0.07%, closing out the S&P at 2,294.67 points for the S&P 500. Now let's get to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is up modestly as well, very modestly, but still up. Flat, but still up. 8.24 points increase for the NASDAQ composite. A percentage increase of 0.15%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,682.45 points for the NASDAQ composite. I mean, I don't need to give any more commentary about that. You know as well as I know what I feel about it. It's a trap. Don't buy into it. You're going to be holding the bag, and I don't think that we're going to see 20,000 once we see a contraction for at least another 8 to 10 years. I'm not even joking around about it. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, let's continue going, shall we? Let's get to the commodities. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about commodities here because when uncertainty happens, commodities, specifically the metals, become very, very attractive to folks, and that's what I've been saying, what I've been telling you. But anyway, let's get to energy here. This really, really weird, fickle market. Now, people were waiting for production numbers for the United States to come out. I'm not very privy to this market at that point. I'm not covering oil to that capacity because I don't have any vested interest in it anymore. But the oil production number for the United States were going to come out, and a lot of oil investors were looking at that number. They were looking at that number because that's going to basically regulate what exactly the price of barrels of oil is going to be. So I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm looking at the intraday chart. Obviously, it was positive for the investment market for energy because I'm seeing a little bit of green in the energy sector. Let's go ahead and get to it. We've got WTI sweet crude up today, 21 cents a percentage increase of 0.40%, closing out WTI at $52.38 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Brent crude oil also up today very modestly, 10 cents, a percentage increase of 0.18%, closing out Brent crude at $55.15 per barrel of Brent crude. As I stated, folks, I mean, you take a look at the intraday chart. I'm looking at it right here on crude oil. It was down all day today until obviously some positive news came out on the U.S. domestic oil front. So obviously it was less oil produced than expected for these investors, and it made them happy, obviously, by the green that I'm seeing in this sector of commodities here. I mean, take a look at gasoline. Gasoline is up today, and look at that chart on gasoline. Gasoline is up 4.44% increase on the day for gasoline, man. So be expecting to pay more at the pump. Good God. Anyway, let's get to feast or famine natural gas. It is up modestly today, 0.35% increase on the day for natural gas. Heating oil is up modestly. That's up a little more than modestly, almost a percent. It is up 0.91% increase on the day for heating oil. Let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! Now, gold, folks, it is up today, $7, a percentage increase of 0.57%, closing out gold at $1,243.10 per troy ounce of gold. What did I tell you? What did I tell you about gold? Weren't we at about 1,100 and change about 2 weeks ago? And people were like, I don't know if I should do it. Hey, listen, you value invest in gold. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, in times of uncertainty, and you can't get any more uncertain in the economy, if you're just, and if not just the American economy, the global economy, you couldn't get any more uncertain than right now. So that's why you got people kind of, going in gold, trying to hedge, trying to make sure that just in case there's any contraction happening, they're safe and something will offset losses. I mean, that's what capitalists try to do. They don't want to lose money, baby. They don't want to lose money, and I don't blame them, boy. I don't blame them. Anyway, let's get to silver, shall we? Silver was up modestly 2 cents, a percentage increase of 0.14%, closing out silver at $17.78 per troy ounce of silver. Let's get to copper here. For some reason, we had a run on copper. I believe it's because of the industrial stocks that are doing fairly decent as far as their earnings are concerned. That's the only thing I can speculate. I don't cover copper very much. But it's up today, 1.23% increase on the day for copper. And platinum. Platinum is unchanged today, unchanged. Let's go ahead and get to agriculture, shall we? All right, now, let's see what we have here on the board. We're seeing nothing but increases because we saw a flat market today. And let's go ahead and see what we have here. Grains, corn is up 0.61%. Wheat up 0.41%. Oats down 1.36% decrease for oats. Rough rice up 1.38%. Soybean up 1.53%. Good God. Soybean oil up 1.14%. And canola is up 0.71% increase on the day for canola. Let's get to the soft, shall we? Now, here we are. Cocoa is down today again, very modestly, but still down, 0.60%. And here we got coffee.
Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude. Just don't talk to me.
Shut up, you stupid, dumb, anal, freaking camel toe sporting fruit bowl. Anyway, coffee is up modestly after seeing, losses for the past 3 or 4 sessions that I could recall. All right, coffee is up today very modestly, 0.17%. And I like to take this opportunity to remind everybody to boycott Star Talks. Boycott that goddamn Starbucks. How dare they slap the American consumer in the face? We're going to go ahead and we're going to hire 10,000 illegal immigrants. Take that, Donald Trump. Boycott Starbucks. If you buy Starbucks, you're un-American at this point in time. If you buy Starbucks, you're spitting on our troops' faces. That's what you're doing. If you're buying a goddamn cup of Starbucks, you're spitting on our troops, for Christ's sake, man. You're goddamn right. I should put a call out to, the internets out there. Everybody's got a goddamn camera on their phone. You just go up to people. Start going up to people and saying, hey, you're drinking Starbucks. You know what? You're un-American. You're spitting on our troops. What do you got to say about that? What do you got to say about that? And watch these liberals. They're going to be like, I just like my coffee. I like my coffee. I'm not even joking around. Boycott Starbucks. And it isn't hard for me because I don't drink coffee. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to sugar. Sugar is up today, 0.19% increase for sugar. Orange juice is up, folks. 1.76% increase on the day for orange juice. Cotton is up today, 0.21%. And look at lumber. Good God, look at lumber, man. It has been increasing every day for at least the past 4 or 5 trading sessions. Lumber is up again, 2.76% increase on the day for lumber. Oh, man, I'm telling you, we're seeing some increases in lumber here, and I'm assuming it's because of that one ongoing dispute that has been reignited between both timber timber-producing entities between Canada and America. Something's making that price go up. I'll tell you that right damn now. We've got rubber down today, 0.10%, and ethanol, good God, ethanol is up. It is up 2.04% increase for ethanol. Let's go ahead and get to livestock, shall we? Now, folks, we're seeing some decreases in live cattle. I have no idea what the hell's going on in live cattle, but I'm assuming it has a lot to do with TPP or something, because I have never seen cattle prices so cheap in my life. I mean, I haven't seen cattle prices this cheap, I would say, in at least 15, 20 years. At least. I'm not even joking around. I saw hamburger meat when I was at my local HEB over here, $1.99 a pound. I'm not talking about that tube steak crap. I'm talking like, straight out the freaking butcher ground beef, man. Now, I didn't get that. I like sirloin, ground beef. That's a lot tastier, a lot better. But still, man, I'm like, whoa. I also like steaks. The steaks have been great. Man, I've been getting porterhouses down here for about $6.99 a pound. I've been getting New York strips at some places at $4.99 a pound. I'm not even joking around, man. Fat cuts, man. So you know what? Keep going. You know what? Keep the goddamn cattle prices going down. I don't give a crap. All right, keep them going down. I like it. Anyway, it is down today. Live cattle, 1.50% decrease on the day for live cattle. We got cattle feeder down today, 1.55%, for Christ's sake. And we've got lean hogs down very modestly, but down 0.62% decrease on the day for lean hogs. Now, let's get to Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Now, really weird things are happening in the cryptocurrency market, and I want to caution people at this point about this. Now, what we have here is we now have the Chinese currency manipulating cryptocurrency at this point. For you folks that are unaware, China is in the cryptocurrency market on a massive scale. They have these freaking Bitcoin server farms that are the sizes of these huge warehouses, man. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, there's estimates that China itself is mining somewhere between the range of 3, 4, possibly 5% of the Bitcoins currently being mined at this point in time. And with that being said, I mean, you know how they're manipulating their currency. I mean, they're masters, just like President Trump said, of currency manipulation. So I caution people investing in Bitcoin at this point in time because you have China involved in this game. Now, for you folks that are unaware, we saw a flash dip, for a lack of a better term, early this morning when China made some announcements relating to Bitcoin, talking about it's going to kind of, seek kind of more regulation on the firms that are going to be trading Bitcoin within their country. And with that being said, it spooked the market of Bitcoin because I think pretty much everybody knows who trades this cryptocurrency that China is a major player in this thing. And whenever they talk, it's obvious that the Bitcoin investors listen. All right? I mean, they listen. Anyway, we saw a flash dip. All right? We have since seen it come back up. Currently, the Bitcoin price is right now $1,058.84 per Bitcoin, for Christ's sake. So I caution you once again, I think it's going to be a very volatile, bumpy ride in the Bitcoin market now that we've got China becoming major players in the cryptocurrency market. I mean, God damn it, China, can you piss off? They got to ruin everything, man. Damn, I can't wait. I can't wait till we no longer trade with these people. I'm sorry. I'm willing to pay more money for anything else, just as long as we don't have made in China in it anymore. I'm not even joking around. I'm not kidding. I don't want to see crap made in China anymore. I mean, these are... Look, I'm going to talk about China later. I don't want to get off keister. Anyway, that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and let me go and just get right to Twitter shout-outs. I mean, we're running kind of late here. I went on that tirade about the 2008-2009 crash, which I thought was very important, so I had to say it. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into Twitter shout-outs. If you want a Twitter shout-out, all you got to do is retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. And the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. That's the tweet to retweet, True Capitalist Radio Live. If you retweet that tweet, I'll give you a shout-out live right here on the broadcast. Hey, engineer, do we have any Twitter shout-outs to be had? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, we got Stickman27, Christopher Smith in the house, Zyklon Biff, Notorious Keck in the place, None of Your Beeswax, real funny, ST Bill in the place. We got Raiden Snake. What's going on, Raiden Snake? We got Bash TCA. How you doing, man? Well, I'm not going to say that name, for Christ's sake. We got Prepper Capital. We got Remington in the house. We've got, I'm not going to say that, disgusting. You guys are getting sick. Dr. Bristle in the place. The Aardvark. What's going on to the Aardvark? We got Supa in the place. Young Diarist. What's going on? The Smiler. Big McLarge Huge. AL the Game Freak. Sergeant Yoda in the place. We got, hold on, retweet the first tweet on the Twitter account. I'll give you a shout-out, all right? Don't be a milky liquor. Jesus Christ, I can already see we're seeing some sick names here, folks, and just, please bear with me on some of these goddamn Twitter shout-out names. It's not my fault. It's the Internet's fault, man. These people are sick.
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit MBUSA.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Anyway, we got OG Toru in the place. We got Mark Montag in the house. Who else do we have here? We got 120 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 days. Jesus Christ. That's one of my Australian mates saying that. It's 120 degrees for the past 3 days? Good God. That's pretty damn hot. What are the leftists going to say? Global warming. Global warming. Yeah, shut up and go suck an egg. All right? Why don't you go bake an egg on that hot surface there? You freaking climate change losers. Anyway, we got the Brony Network. We got Whoops, I'm Retarded. That's just real fresh. Jesus Christ, man. We've got Final Solution for Antifa. No comment, but yeah. Lifehouse in the house. We've got, I'm not going to say that disgusting name, FEMA camps for SJWs. Listen, all you people that are saying these Twitter names, what have I been saying? What did I say months ago? I said nothing good was going to come out of all these leftists, these celebrities, all these people trying to call for civil unrest, all these people that are trying to call for the assassination of Trump. I mean, we're going to have to finally do something about it. And I am all for rounding these people up and throwing them in jail. I have no problem doing that. I want civil society again. All right? I want this to be a safe America where everybody is conducting business, everybody is working, and when they're not doing so, they're having any kind of leisure activity that they can afford and they work for. The pursuit of happiness. Let's bring that back. The pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, for Christ's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, who else we got here? We got Finchy Bird. We got Sunshine in the house. What's going on? We've got I'm Retarded. Oh, Jesus. Shut up. That better not be you freaking, you short bus idiots, That better not be you short bus idiots. I'm not joking. I'm not going to give you a balloon after this. All right? No balloons for the short bus today. No balloons. Anyway, we got Bernie got Zodiac. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. All right. Who else we got here? We got I'm not gonna say that name. We got Artron Havoc, the Canuck capitalist, in the place. We got Lego Fan 421 in the house. We got. I'm not saying that. God damn, you guys are sick with these dumb names, man. Girl from the Woodshed. Girl from the Woodshed. Shut up. Muzzles for Warren. Yeah, no kidding. Somebody put a muzzle on that broad. Seriously. Sick of hearing her yap. Every time she just yap, 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 yap. Doesn't do a goddamn thing. Just yap, 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 yap. With that stupid, passive-aggressive, stupid, dumb, half-kookster, hipster look that she's got going. Yap, 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 yap. Shut up, Elizabeth Warren. Somebody put a muzzle on that broad. Good God. Anyway, we've got Top Badger in the house. We got CDI Fan 237 in the place. Who else do we got here? We got... I'm not saying these disgusting names, you fruit bowls, all right? I'm not saying them. So stop it. We got racist Hispandex. And wait a minute, is that George Lopez in your profile picture? Oh, is everybody pissed off at that? Now you're pissed off at George Lopez? Are you kidding me? This guy has been saying nothing but freaking racist garbage. He's been anti-Trump. Now that he says in his routine that there's two, this is what he said verbatim, all right? Now, maybe Mexicans and Hispandecs are pissed, but I don't know who's pissed, but This is what he said, okay? And this is what's causing the controversy for George Lopez, Mr. One Kidney, Mr. Honey, I'll marry you if you give me your kidney, and once I got it, I'm going to go bang prostitutes, George Lopez. This guy was in an audience, okay, and he was saying some kind of a joke that there's two things that Mexicans don't want you to do. They don't want you to marry somebody who's black, and they don't want you to park in front of their driveway. And everybody was like, except for a couple there or something, and he told some broad to get the F out and all this crap. Now there's a big hoopla about how, and the black people are taking an offense to it. I mean, I'm not even joking. The black people, have you seen them on black Twitter? I'm not even joking. They're like, man, motherfucking Mexicans, man, I thought they went outside, man. Screw them Mexicans, man. You know what I'm saying? Screw them Mexicans. I thought they was one of us, baby. I thought we was down, black and brown. I'm not joking. They took major offense to George Lopez, and now it seems blacks don't like Mexicans anymore. Now why is that? Come on. Now blacks don't like Mexicans. Thanks, George Lopez. All right, thank you very much. Thanks for ruining everything, all right? Thank you very much. Jesus Christ. Now blacks don't like Hispanics. Oh, my God. You can't get any more idiot lunacy. You can't get any more stupid, I'm telling you. Anyway, we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started, please bookmark or add to your favorites and spread it around like wildfire that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bookmark and add to your favorites. blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. All right, the Twitter name to follow, all right, is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and continue going on with some of these Twitter shout-outs since I'm trying in an attempt to try to make this show a little interactive out here. But, of course, every time I do so, these morons out here on the internets, they piss me off, and they just like to besmirch my show. They like to make stupid names. But I don't know. I mean, it's what they do on the internets, I guess. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Who else do we have here? We've got Top Hats. We've got Join the Retarded Triangle. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, you short bus tards. I never thought that you tards would take this short bus thing as a badge of honor. I mean, you're stupid. You understand that. By you taking this as a badge of honor, you're a waste of life. You're a waste of human flesh. You're a disgusting waste of steaming pile of human protoplasm. Do you get it? You're useless. You're a waste. Your goddamn body and soul should be donated to science, for Christ's sake, man. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, man, these freaking the short bus, they're just jelly. They're just jelly, all right? Anyway, let me move on here. We got TC Capitalist in the house. How you doing, man? What you got going on over here? We've got Give Me My Balloon Ghost. Look at this. You know what? You son of a... Jesus Christ, you see that? You see that right there? Give Me My Balloon Ghost. Look at these tards. Look. They're tards. They're tards, for Christ's sake, man. Oh, my God, you stupid people. I'm telling you, you on the short bus are stupid. Oh. Give me the mic. Goddamn mic, man. Look, I'm only gonna take a couple more of these because I can tell you this right now. You people are starting to piss me off. You people are starting to piss me off. And on top of that, look, here we got sell Mr. Fortune cookie merch. Oh, that's just shut up! Shut up with that crap. Jesus Christ, man. Who else do we have here? Trump's Easy D. Oh, man. Are y'all triggered by that now? Are y'all triggered by that? Jesus Christ, you people are idiots. I'm telling you, people are morons. You know what I mean? You're maroons, I'm telling you. Anyway, I'm just going to take a couple more. What's going on to Distilling Capitalists? How you doing? TCR is fake news. And shove it up your ass. I got your fake news right here, you son of a bitch. Ain't nothing fake about this. Ain't nothing fake about... Wait a minute. Burn Ghost V-Day card. You son of a bitch, you do that. Jesus. You know what? Shut up! Shove it up your ass! If you idiots do that, I'm telling you, oh, Jesus, I'm tired of you idiots defacing stuff that I made. I actually made that. I touched that. That comes from me, my heart, right here. Son of a bitch. You know what? I'm not doing anymore. Give me the mic. I'm not doing any more goddamn Twitter shout-outs. You can thank that son of a bitch, all right? Excuse my French, folks, but I'm so sick of this crap. You understand? I'm so sick of this crap. So goddamn sick of this crap. All right, let me calm down here, all right? Let me calm my ass down. Let me give me my drink, for Christ's sake. All right, let me calm my ass down. Let's talk about some things here because we got a lot to talk about, and I don't need to be sidetracked by a bunch of Pop-Tart eating, Cheeto staying on the keyboard, ass crack, troll terrorist, cyber vermin, cuckold connoisseur, dog farting fetish, piggish, power bottom fruit bowls. I don't need to be just have my attention distracted by these people. All right, with that being said, let me continue going on here because I've got, hey, what's going on to Capitalist Kush? How you doing, man? Let me get to the news here because we got a lot to talk about. Now, Donald Trump, I don't know if you folks saw his speech given in front of law enforcement, in front of sheriffs from across the nation today. I mean, I love this guy. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, what this guy did was basically make these judges that are legislating from the bench look like a bunch of partisan ass cracks that they are. And what Trump did, if you have not seen it, I strongly advise you to go look it up and take a look at this speech. At the very beginning, he reads what has been defined as his authority in relation to letting people in or out of the country. And he basically says that the law is clear as day, which it is, for Christ's sake. And he reads it. And it very clearly states that the president has the ability to basically let people in or out or stop people or restrict people or any of that capacity. And what I liked about Trump is that the arguments that are being argued in the courts have nothing to do with the actual authority. They're utilizing ridiculous interpretations of other laws, of other precedents that are basically allowing these judges to legislate from the bench. And I don't understand why we're having to go through this charade, okay? The president, the United States president, President Trump has the authority to stop whoever the hell he wants to stop from coming into this country. He has the ability to deport any non-citizen out of this country if he feels like it. Do you understand? I mean, presidents have been doing this for years. I mean, the authority that gives him this, the law that gives them this, has been around for presidents. Plural. Presidents. And if you have not seen this speech today that he gave to the sheriffs, please at least listen to the first 10 minutes of it. I mean, he bitch slaps these judges legislating from the bench. I'm serious. I mean, he cannot believe that this is that big of a deal, and basically calls these people out, and basically he does it. He reads the law that gives him the authority to do so, and plain as day, the law gives him the ability to do such a thing. I don't know why we're even arguing about it. I don't know why we're even arguing about this crap. I mean, first and foremost, this is not a Muslim ban. I want to keep reiterating that because, it seems that you got to keep repeating over and over and over and over again so that people, can let it sink into their thick, disgusting heads, all right? This is not a Muslim ban. This is a ban of certain countries to prevent those people from these countries from coming in and out of our country. These are terrorist countries that were put on a list that Obama made, okay? Obama made the list. Let me read that and tell you that one more again. Obama made the list that Trump is using as his travel ban, okay? And this is what makes this so obnoxious. The reason Obama made the list is because those are terrorist-harboring, terrorist-raising, terrorist-infested nations that have no way of vetting the viability of who those individuals are. So, that's why I keep telling you folks, all right? That's why I keep telling each and every one of you that we need to back up our president here. I mean, take a look at the damn lamestream media. It doesn't matter where you look. I mean, they are just trashing the president. They are doing anything possible. They're doing everything possible to make Donald Trump look like an incompetent moron, when in actuality, folks, he's trying to make our country safe. And this is what I don't understand, folks. What are you protesters protesting exactly? This is not a Muslim ban, moron. People from UAE, which is 100% Muslim, can come into the country. People from Saudi Arabia, which I don't agree with, but hey, they own 70% of U.S. debt, so I guess we kind of got to let them come into the country, all right? People from Nigeria, 80% Muslim, can come into the country. People from Indonesia, 85% Muslim, can come into the country. These are countries, you dumb, imbecilic idiots, in which there is no way of vetting these individuals. And it's not even a permanent ban, you morons. It's a ban for 90 days so that the administration, the administration can concoct some kind of system to be able to extreme vet these people. To extreme vet these people. So I don't know what you people out here that are protesting a so-called Muslim ban, immigrant ban, you people are pro-terrorists. And it's lunacy. And I hate to say this again, but I personally believe that medications are having a lot to do with the liberal lunacy that we are witnessing today. I'd like somebody who's getting grant money from the Trump administration, who's a scientist, who is a statistician, or anything to that capacity, even if you just want to do it out of your own free will, go up to people As a matter of fact, at the latest protest, whenever these social justice warriors are getting together and protesting, go in front of their faces with a damn camera and ask them, have you ever taken psychotropic drugs? And that includes Prozac, that includes, Abilify, lithium, Xanax, you name it, all of them, any brain drug that messes with your brain. And another thing I would like to highlight, which I'd like to thank the Inner Circle for discussing this morning with me, the women who take birth control. You know, we have seen a massive, weird kind of transition in the woman's perception. It was highlighted during the Million Women's March, in which a lot of these women are just becoming disgusting, pathetic, slovenly versions of themselves when they at one point had integrity for themselves and how they carried themselves and how they looked. There's a lot of these memes in which they show these women who eventually degraded themselves into fat, disgusting, feminist, social justice warrior trash. They used to be fairly presentable young women, women that actually had some life to their face, Now, in my personal opinion, I personally believe that these drugs that these people are taking are affecting their heads. And birth control, in my opinion, should be looked into considerably. I am starting to believe that not only does it affect their minds and their whole hormonal situation, because remember, that's what birth control is. It's trying to suppress hormones, trying to suppress eggs, trying to do a bunch of stuff. But, folks, I would like for people to just take a look at the correlation with all the women that are now having strokes from ages 18 to 30 years of age. 18 years and 30 years of age, we're having an epidemic of women having strokes. And just take a count amongst them. Ask them, how many of you taken birth control to some capacity? They're all going to raise their hands, folks. So, with that being said, and I'm not saying there is, because there still needs to be studying about this, but of course, no one is studying, all right? No one is studying, for heaven's sake, this particular idea. But at the same time, I think someone needs to. I think there's a big correlation with the lunacy of the left with psychotropics, the lunacy of the women with the massive amount of women that are taking birth control, because there is no rational thinking on the left. I'm not saying that no one should be in opposition of Donald Trump. I'm not saying no one should criticize Donald Trump's policies. I'm not saying that no one should, have any kind of dissent towards the government. What I'm saying is we're seeing a unabashed, unadulterated, unlogical, unreasonable attempt at trying to cause disorder for the sake of causing it because of one's own perceived, perceived misfortune or loss, or I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. And it's irrational, and the only rational explanation that I can find is that it's tied to all these medications that we are dispensing amongst the people. And I think there needs to be some serious studying about this. All right, I think that this is a very serious subject matter. I think that you could see it in these people's faces. I mean, take a look at these people when they were younger. I'm talking about all these googly-eyed leftists, these, women in the Million Women's March. Take a look at all their faces. Take a look at all their faces when they were younger. They were young. They were pure. They, innocent. They had life. And then all of a sudden they turned into these googly-eyed whack jobs. And I think that we need to start having a serious conversation about this, man, because, listen, I've never taken a brain drug in my life, okay? But I'm starting to believe, had I done so, I don't think that I'd be as lucid as I am today. I wouldn't be as sharp, as cognitive as I am today. I'm looking at people. I'm looking at them. I mean, I hate to bring up the short bus, but it's that kind of mentality. I'm sure that all of the short bus has taken psychotropic drugs, and that's why these folks, with all due respect, are a little off. You know, that they don't really perceive things in reality. They perceive things in this very warped perception that they've created amongst their drug-induced perceptions and brains. So in my personal opinion, folks, I'm starting to believe that this is where the lunacy of liberalism comes from. And, you know, one more time before I move on to another subject, I found it funny that when Bill Maher started the beginning of his new season when Trump was elected, the first thing he said when he started his monologue was, I think everybody needs Abilify. I swear to God, you can look it up for yourself. Now, why would he say that? Would he say that because he's in the loop and knows that the reason that these liberal lunatics continue to listen and continue to regurgitate all this crap is because they are induced by some level of biological coercion? I mean, I'm not even joking around, folks. I mean, listen, I'm saying something that's very rational and reasonable here. I'm not trying to say that, orange juice cartons are making the frogs gay or anything of that nature, right? I mean, this is a perfectly good question to ask. Is there a correlation between the psychotropic drugs and the birth control pills and the lunacy that we're witnessing on the left? Because, look, I remember when the left at one point in time, about 20 to 25 years ago, I remember when the left were actually rational and reasonable people. I mean, remember they used to be called the working man's party, remember? Until they isolated working people and, subjugated them into some kind of a hole and decided to roll with this progressive leftist race-hustling, divide and conquer type of political strategy, all right? And they're literally running with the lunacy that they know is happening, all right? So that's why I am saying, to the people that are on the left that are begging for terrorists to continue to come into this country, I mean, there is no rational thinking in what they're doing. I think they're doing it because they're sick in the head and because their biological chemistry in their head has been restructured because of these drugs. And I don't think they perceive what we perceive in rational thinking, man. I'm not joking. I mean, just look at how far we've come. I said this yesterday. 9/11, all right? 9/11, all right? 9/11. I'm going to keep saying that. 9/11, September 11, 2001. Remember, we were supposedly, and this is, of course, if you want to, actually believe the 9/11 Commission story on how everything happened. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, it did. And you don't want to, go into the conspiracy aspect of 9/11. That's fine. We were supposedly hit up by 9/11 hijackers with box cutters that a la snack barred into buildings that collapsed, okay? And that's why the president at the time, George H.W. Bush, said that we had to go into Afghanistan so that we can go and get bin Laden. We never got bin Laden. As a matter of fact, I don't think we ever got him. I mean, dumbass Barack Obama likes to claim that he got Osama bin Laden, yet we never saw proof of death. They gave him like some Islamic burial at sea, for Christ's sake, like he was a goddamn pirate. Anyway, regardless of that, we went from the war on terror, the war on terror, Islamic terror, we got to go fight them over there so they don't fight us over here, all that nonsense, weapon of mass destruction, Afghanistan, Iraq, all this crap, right?
Calling the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA simply a compact SUV is like describing a cathedral as just 4 walls and a ceiling. The GLA is both a beautiful work of design and one of the most functional SUVs in its class, and it's available at an exceptional price. Why drive any compact SUV when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLA? Visit mbusa.com/GLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
We've gone from that to now we're asking the terrorists to come into our country. We're begging terrorists now to come into our country. I mean, I think there's something very, very warped with this 180 of thinking. I'm not even joking around. I remember right after 9/11, everybody was scared crapless. They didn't even want to sit next to anybody who was Muslim because obviously it was a very traumatic situation for everybody in America. But now we want these people in masses to come in, and we've got liberals begging for them. Liberals begging for them to come in, for Christ's sake. I'm not joking around. I mean, we're begging for them to come in, for Christ's sake. I can't believe you liberals, man. You people are sick. You people are sick in the head, man. You people are sick in the head. And look, I genuinely believe it's because you people are under induced psychosis to some capacity. And you could see it in their eyes, man. You could see it in their eyes. Anyway, listen, I don't want to continue going on this subject matter. Once again, watch the Donald Trump speech today in front of the sheriffs. It was unbelievable. Outlines what gives him the authority to ban whoever the freaking hell he wants to ban. All right, he's the president, for Christ's sake. I mean, how come nobody was talking garbage when Barack Obama, right before he left office, banned Cubans from becoming refugees? You know that Cubans no longer can become refugees in America. No wet foot, dry foot policy anymore. Because before we had a policy in which Cubans who would literally build rafts out of wood or whatever the hell they could find. I remember one time I saw a piece of footage in which Cuban refugees were coming in out of some flotation device made out of a 50s truck. And there was like 30 people in this 50s flotation device truck, for heaven's sake. All right? But how come nobody's talking about Obama lifting the whole goddamn situation with Cuba? Why is this, for Christ's sake? You know, why the hell is this crap? Because it's hypocrisy, folks, and it's lunacy, and it makes no sense. And, you know, haven't you noticed when you try to tell these liberals facts, their eyes start going elsewhere, like as if they don't want to hear it. They're like programmed to not want to hear facts and just, no, that's not true. Haven't you noticed that, man? Haven't you noticed that? I'm not even joking, man. I mean, these people, once you throw them facts that they know they can't answer, they go into some kind of haze and they start looking in other directions and shaking their heads, and that's it. That's all you're going to get from them. You're not going to get them to stop with this ridiculous liberal lunacy. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let me continue going on, folks. This just in, Iran has launched another missile from a launch pad where it conducted the first ballistic missile test earlier or actually last month, I should say. Let me go ahead and retweet that Fox News report here. And one more thing I do want to tweet, which I thought was rather interesting. Has anybody seen Hillary Clinton's Twitter feed as of late? Here, I'm going to tweet something that I found rather sick that she just tweeted, and I would like for you all to make your own judgment call on this particular tweet because I think it's rather disgusting, all right? I sincerely think it's rather disgusting. Now, before I get to it, I just want to say that lest we forget about a little thing that we call Pizzagate. And the reason I'm saying lest we forget a little thing called Pizzagate, Because look at this tweet she just tweeted, okay? She tweeted an article of herself that states, and this is the article out of NBC News, Hillary Clinton's campaign is powered by pizza, analyst shows. And she tweets, guilty as charged with a pizza emoji. Look at this. I'm tweeting it right now. Here it is. Look at that. Actually, that was from November 4th, 2015. My apologies. Somebody just forwarded that to me right now. Thought that was recent. But at the same time, that being said, that's a very interesting tweet, isn't it? Given the whole Pizzagate situation. And listen, this was not on the agenda. I don't mean to be talking about this now. But look, we got to talk about this. Don't ever let this die. Anyway, folks, those are just two breaking news articles that I had to, share on this broadcast. Once again, here's a tweet: "Guilty as charged," with a pizza emoji, tweeted by Hillary Clinton herself. What a disgusting disgrace. Anyway, folks, my apology. Let me continue going on here. I know that there's just so much information to take in every time, man, but you've got to keep your brain going. I mean, that's what makes us on the right, or at least most of us, not all of us, most of us on the right smarter than the other side, because we know what we're talking about. Now, with that being said, I want to move on to the next subject matter, because obviously we've got the left causing problems. We got the left causing problems for us over here on the right. But we also have Republicans causing problems for us on the right as well, folks. Why haven't the Republican establishment been pushing the tax cut that Donald Trump wants so eagerly? They haven't even talked about it. How come? I said this yesterday. Why exactly are they stalling on repealing and repairing Obamacare? Or repealing and replacing? Screw repairing. They can repair these nuts. I mean, why aren't they talking about these issues, folks? I mean, this is business as usual for these dumb bureaucrats. That's why I'm imploring you, please tweet at these people. Please email them, call them, fax them, and tell them to start getting to work, all right? Getting to work on the tax cuts, getting to work on repealing and replacing Obamacare, getting to work. They're doing absolutely nothing, folks. The Republican Party, which dominates the Congress, is doing absolutely nothing. They're sitting on their goddamn thumbs. But you know what? You know what they have enough time for, folks? Did you hear about this? During a meeting with the president, major Republican establishment figures were pushing the president for, get this, a carbon tax. A carbon tax! Republicans! Establishment Republicans! I'm not joking! This happened today! A carbon tax! I mean, what did I tell you about these goddamn establishment assholes? They're no different than the Democrats! A freaking carbon tax! A freaking carbon tax! Son of a bitch! I mean, give me a break. Why are the establishment Republicans pushing forth a carbon tax at a meeting with the president? Why? Why aren't they talking about tax cuts? Why aren't they talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare? Why aren't they talking about this $1 trillion infrastructure investment in America? Why aren't they talking about this? Come on, America, wake up with me. Wake up with me. Why aren't they doing this? We busted our asses. The Trump train, the capitalist army, we busted our asses to get these people elected. And look at them. They're doing nothing. They're stabbing us in the backs. They're stabbing us in the freaking back. God damn. Goddamn Republican establishment assholes, man. Goddamn Republican establishment assholes. can't forgive these idiots, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, we have to push a narrative. Those of us that are on the internet, if you are listening to the sound of my voice, give me the mic. Give me the mic. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, please, it doesn't matter what party you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the Green Party, the Libertarian Party. I don't give a crap what party you're in. Do not vote for establishment bureaucrats. Do not vote for people that make a career out of goddamn public service. There should be no reason why somebody comes out of college and then goes right into the public sector and goes a bureaucratic's life until he's 75 years old, like goddamn Chuck kicked the American people in the balls, Schumer, or like Paul Ryan. I'm serious, folks. We have to unelect all establishment bureaucrats. It doesn't matter the party. These people are a cancer. These people are a disease in our government. Do you understand me? It's that important, man. That's why I keep talking about it. That's why I keep talking about it. We need to get rid of these establishment scumbags. We need to get people out of office that make a living out of being in office. I mean, I'm not joking around, folks. Listen. I listen to these establishment Republicans. Look it up if you don't believe me. It happened today. Establishment Republicans pushing the White House for a carbon tax. Climate change mumbo jumbo. Can you believe this? What have I been saying ever since I started this broadcast, folks? That this whole global warming, climate change is a scam. It's a scam so that they can tax you for breathing. That's what a carbon tax is. That's where they developed all this vocabulary. Oh, your carbon footprint. We've got to multiply and calculate your carbon footprint. I mean, why do you think they're integrating us with technology that is so interfaced with our body, it can take our body temperature. It can gather information based on our sweat. It can check our heartbeat. It can basically take our blood sugar levels. Why do you think they're trying to integrate us with that while at the same time trying to push a carbon tax? Because, folks, there's no claiming your carbon tax. They're just going to take the carbon tax out of your ass. And they're going to base it on how much you eat, on how much you consume, on how much electricity you consume. I'm not joking around, folks. I saw the writing on the wall on this global warming climate change scam like 20 years ago, 25 years ago plus, during the Kyoto Treaty. During the Kyoto Treaty. As a matter of fact, that was one of the few treaties that I believe that Bill Clinton did not sign. It was probably one of the only things that he did that was decent when he was president. He did not sign the Kyoto Treaty. Then they met again in 2009 in Copenhagen in the COP9. Remember that stupid, dumb, ridiculous get-together? I was on here trying to stop people from falling in line with this whole climate change, global warming nonsense, and that's when some documents were dumped that showed emails between global warming, climate change scientists laughing that people were actually believing the data that they were shitting out. Excuse my French. But this is what the Republicans are doing now. Instead of passing a goddamn repeal and replace of Obamacare, instead of passing the tax cuts that this damn economy so desperately needs, instead of passing an infrastructure bill that Donald Trump talked about during his campaign, instead of doing these things that need to be done, look at what these damn Republicans are doing. Pushing for a carbon tax. Unbelievable. You scumbag, Republican, backstabbing, soulless, bureaucratic pieces of trash. I'm telling you this right now, all of you Republican establishment jerkasses. You should all be ashamed of yourselves, but you know what? You're bureaucrats. You have no shame. You're soulless, disgusting cash whores, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, you're like, the whore that, lifts up the dress for the John to show her wares, and the John being those that donate to your campaign contribution account, just start throwing money at your dumb whore ass, and all you do is drop trow and take it. All right, and you're sitting there looking back at us while you're getting screwed, looking back at us with a big smile about it, with a big smirk about it. So anyway, folks, I don't know what the Republicans are doing, but this is a goddamn backstab to everybody who worked for this to be a possibility, for not just Donald Trump to be president, but for the Republicans to take full control of the House and Senate. It's a backstab, and that's why I'm telling everybody, we need to just plaster it all over the internet and throughout the world that we can no longer elect lifelong bureaucrats. We can no longer elect people that have made a career out of public service. We can no longer do this. I don't want to hear this idea that, well, you have to have experience to be in politics. Experience, assholes? I think I alluded to this yesterday. The reason why we're here in a completely chaotic world, destabilized Middle East, a potential global conflict between China, Russia, the United States, NATO forces. The reason that we're in $20 trillion in debt as a country, our infrastructure is crumbling, our whole government is corrupt. The reason why we're here is because of supposed experienced politicians, experienced bureaucrats. And that's why this whole tradition, this insanity is what it is. And once again, the definition of insanity is doing something over and over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity, and that's what we keep doing to Washington, D.C. We need to unelect these career bureaucrats, plain and simple. Doesn't matter what freaking party you belong to. It doesn't matter what damn party you belong to. Unelect these career bureaucrats, damn it. And speaking of bureaucrats, have you heard the Democrats as of late? Now that Davos was approved by the Senate via the tie-breaking vote by Pence, now you've got Democrats looking for a, quote, new target. Oh, jeez. Not only are they not doing crap on the right, on the Republican establishment, they're not doing jack on the left. God damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I mean, no one's doing anything in Washington. Doesn't anybody understand this? Both parties aren't doing anything. They're not doing anything for anybody but themselves, for Christ's sake. Give me the mic. I mean, just take a look at the Democrats, okay? They sat in and did a slumber party at the Senate floor for 24 hours prior to the Davos vote, thinking that that was going to do something. It was nothing more than media virtue signaling, all right? It's ridiculous. And then what? What did the Democrats do? They tried to speak against Jeff Sessions' nomination in the Senate, and then you had Miss Blowhard, bowl haircut, ridiculous four-eyed Pocahontas scumbag over here, Elizabeth Warren, talking her yap, and it took some bureaucratic procedure for her to shut her goddamn yap. To shut her goddamn yap, for Christ's sake. And everybody's like, oh, my God, they shut up Elizabeth Warren. And Elizabeth Warren, of course, she can't stop yapping. Just yap, 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 yap. That's all you hear from Elizabeth Warren. She hasn't done anything. And if you're going to say that little consumer protection bill that she passed is anything, it's a bureaucratic cash grab, you idiots. Why don't you read into that stupid legislation that she's going to try to run on in 2018? It is nothing more than a bureaucratic cash grab. It's a scam. That's all these bureaucrats know how to do. They know how to make systems so that they can scam and fleece the taxpayers. Freaking bureaucratic scumbags. Anyway, once again, now that they've lost the Davos fight, they're now looking for other targets. That's what they said. That's what they said. Instead of crafting legislation, instead of potentially trying to galvanize their base and try to make them a little bit more centered as opposed to left progressive, initiating legislation that can be, interpreted as fairly decent by those on the left and possibly even those center of right. No, these idiot Democrats are just wasting their time, taxpayer money, energy, just having slumber parties at the Senate floor and just blowharding all night long. That's all they do. Yap, 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 just continuously blowharding all night long. Not doing anything. That's why I said, don't you think that it would have been in their best interest, I'm talking the Democrats, if they wanted to oppose Davos, is to initiate some kind of legislation and make it public and say, look, we're going to combat Davos by initiating this legislation, which we want Davos to oblige to as Secretary of Education, we want her to oblige it once it becomes law and make it public, show that it's this nice caregiving law for children and all this other crap. No, they didn't do it. All right? They did not do it. So that's why, okay, that's why we have this ridiculous Elizabeth Warren having her yap shut out there in the middle of the Senate because she can't shut her yap. That just goes to show you that, nobody really likes Elizabeth Warren, not even her fellow Democrats, because, somebody would have read the rules to counteract this particular procedure that was asserted by Mitch McConnell to shut her yap. Did you see her get her yap shut? She was out here talking like, meh, 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 and then they had to come up to her and say, look, he's going to invoke this because you're a stupid idiot and you won't shut your yap. So anyway, look, I'm tired of the Democrats. I'm tired of the Republicans. Doesn't this seem like the same old song, folks? Doesn't it seem like the same old song? Oh, all the world, same song. It's just the same old, it's the same old song! Anyway, I'm tired of talking about these idiots in Washington. They make me sick. And the Democrats aren't doing a goddamn thing. The Republicans aren't doing a damn thing. That's why we got Donald Trump signing so many executive orders. That's why he's signing so many executive orders, for heaven's sake, man. Anyway, let me move on to the next subject matter, folks. Did you all see this ridiculous exhibition debate, which was nothing more than an echo chamber between Bernie Sanders and Ted Cruz on CNN? What the hell? What did they expect that was going to do? Seriously, what was that supposed to do, for heaven's sake? I watched maybe 10 minutes of it, and I thought it was nothing more than an echo chamber. It was ridiculous. It was fake. You could tell everything was staged. It was ridiculous. As a matter of fact, did you see the picture of that fat lard-ass woman reading her supposed email question? And when people take a close look at it, it was actually a staged question emailed to her by CNN to ask. That's how fake that ridiculous, stupid, dumbass debate was, for heaven's sake. You know what I mean? That's how stupid it was, for Christ's sake. I can't believe this, for Christ. You know what? It's lunacy. I'm not even joking around. It's freaking lunacy. And I don't understand. What the hell is Bernie Sanders? Why is he showing his face anymore? Hasn't he been discredited enough? After buying his, third or fourth freaking summer home? It's not even a home. It's a summer home. After making, close to $250 million out of ripping off burn victims of whatever's left in their college debt accounts, for Christ's sake? What is Bernie doing here? And not to mention Ted Cruz, of all people, Ted Cruz must really need the money, man. He must have burned through that damn campaign funds. I'm not even joking, man. He must have just straight burned through those goddamn campaign funds, to say the least. Now, with that being said, I'm a little concerned that we're seeing Bernie Sanders in the media as some sort of key figure for the Democrats. All right? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm really... Hold on a second. What are you doing, Templeton? Look, folks, my apologies here. We've got Templeton interrupting the show again. What's your problem, Templeton? Come here. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Templeton? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You okay? Why are you jumping around here? Why are you sniffing? Why are you sniffing? Why? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Oh, Jesus. Come here, Templeton. Don't... Folks, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take care of this. Templeton, come here! Templeton! Where are you? Come here. You better not be taking a crap, boy. You understand me? Why are you crying? Are you crying? Are you crying? Yeah. Anyway, look, folks. He looks like he's about to take a dump, and I gotta take a step away here before he takes another turd and costs me over $150 in cleaning bills. So, engineer, can you do something here? Can you, put on the girl from Ipanema or something? And we'll be right back. I'm sorry, folks. I have to step away for just a couple of minutes. Make sure this damn dog doesn't do his business. Where are you, Templeton? Come here. Where are you, Templeton? Come here. I don't know what he's doing now. You see, he's trying to hide in a corner somewhere. Templeton, where are you? Come here. What is it? Come here, Templeton. What is it? Oh, Jesus Christ, he's standing by the door. I gotta go. Hey, engineer, take me out of here before he takes a turn. Goddamn dog's gonna shit. Don't shit there!
listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, Templeton, he did pinch a little bit of a loaf here, but we're not in trouble because it wasn't one of those mushy ones. You know what I mean? It was one of those hard, like, you know, he's had a lot of roughage kind of turds. So I was able to pick it up with some plastic, and no harm was done this time. So thank God! Because I swear to God, Templeton, if you would have cost me more money, I'm talking to you, boy. You would have cost me some more money, you'd been in some serious trouble. Anyway, folks, my apologies here. I didn't mean for that to happen, but Jesus Christ, man. I mean, you know, as a matter of fact, let me spray some spray in here. I think I smell dog turd, for Christ's sake. Smell some dog turd. And spray this son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Thanks a lot, Templeton. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, folks. Where the hell was I, engineer? Oh, that's right. Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders. That ridiculous CNN fake debate that was nothing more than a goddamn echo chamber, for Christ's sake. And why is Bernie coming back after all the disgrace that he gave his burn victims, all the demoralization that he gave his burn victims? Why is he coming back? Is it because nobody bought his book now? I mean, why is he coming back?
Hi, I'm a helpful Southern California Honda person, and recently we've been doing random acts of helpfulness. Like decorating a children's hospital, helping a mom get a tutor for her son, and even replacing stolen tools from a car break-in. And right now, during the Honda Dream Garage sales event, we can help you too with a great deal on an award-winning Honda. Like the Accord, a 2017 Car and Driver 10 Best a record 31 times. Click the dealer locator link to find a dealer near you, and go to SoCalHondaDealers.com to suggest a random act of helpfulness for someone you know. Car and Driver, January 2017.
Well, folks, we actually have Bernie Sanders on the horn here, and he's going to answer the question because we want to know what your intentions are, Mr. Bernie Sanders, and why exactly you took this ridiculous exhibition debate with Ted Cruz, okay? So go ahead. Mr. Sanders, are you there, sir? Hey, I'm Bernie Sanders, and I needed to keep my face in the limelight. I learned from the campaign that you got to always put your face in the spotlight. It doesn't matter what you say. You could tell the people that you could give them free health care. You could tell them that you could give them free food. You could tell them anything you want. You could tell them anything as long as you're in front of the boob tube, like you call it there, Ghost. And as long as you're there, and as long as you're saying those things, that's when the donations come in, Ghost. You don't understand. I have to continue to make money now. I've got 2 or 3 houses now. Actually, it's 3. I want to buy 4, but it's only 3 now. So what I want to do is I got to keep making this money because I got a certain lifestyle that I've got to maintain at this point. So no one bought my book now, which was Our Revolution, which I don't understand why nobody bought it because you gave me $250 million of your shekels. So I don't understand what's another 30 shekels for a book now. I don't understand what the problem was. But either way, oy vey, shut it down. I learned other ways to make money, and the way I'm doing it now is CNN. They're paying me money so I can go and say the same rhetoric that I said during the primary. And now I've got somebody like a Ted Cruz, which is a right-wing boogeyman to the people that are feeling the boing, and everything's good now. I mean, the ratings were excellent. I mean, we had a lot of you right-wing bastards watching the program there, and they made me more shekels. That's what they did. They made me more shekels. So what I'd like to tell each and every one of yous that watched the program last night is I'd like for you to take your underwears off. That's right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Come on over here and take your underwears off and keep contributing. That's right. If you're not contributing with shekels, I'd like for you to contribute with your attention. Because like Ghost said, you have to pay attention, right? You have to pay attention to the debate to know that Bernie Sanders is telling you that you're going to get free stuff. So that's why I'm telling you, thank you for paying attention, and thank you for your contribution. So come on over here and take your underwears off and sit on my apple. That's right, sit on Uncle Bernie's lap. Come on over here. Don't worry about the pants tent. All right? Don't worry about the pants tent. Just come on over here and sit on my apple and keep contributing. That's right. Pay attention, keep contributing, and give me your shekels. I've already written a book now, but you're not buying it. So what I'm going to do is continue to be on your television. That's right. I'm going to sell myself out to commercials. You wait and see. You wait and see. You're going to be seeing this Bernie Sanders face everywhere across the television. And I want you to continue to pay attention and continue contributing. I'm a star now because of the Democratic primary. I'm a star. These kids here, they look to me like I'm a god, and every time I tell them to take their underwears off, they're dropping it like it's going out of style. And they're sitting on my apple so much that my apple is literally chafing to the core. And that's why I'm continuing to do what I'm going to do. So keep contributing, keep sitting on my apple. Come on over here, take your underwears off and sit on my apple. Come on. Come on over here and sit on my apple. That's right. That's right. Keep contributing. All right. Keep watching my broadcasts. Keep watching my debates. Keep contributing. Come on. Come on. Yeah, keep contributing to Uncle Bernie. That's right. You love Uncle Bernie, huh? You feel the boing? Huh? Do you feel that boing? Huh? Huh? Oh, yeah. Keep going. That's right. You like my apple, don't you? Huh? I'll give you free health care. I'll give you free housing. I'll give you free food. I'll give you... Oh, you hurt my apple. Oh, you hurt my apple. You chipped my apple. All right. Oh. Oh, my God. That was a double whammy there. That's what I get. That's what socialists, they can get double or triple whammies anytime they want. Anyway, I want you to clean yourself up and put your underwears back on, and don't tell anybody I told you to take your underwears off, and keep contributing. There it is. There's Bernie Sanders for you, for all you burn victims out there. I hope you appreciate it. I hope that all you burn victims that are hearing this, I hope that it just twists a knife in your heart. Because why you follow this man is idiocy, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Every one of my episodes is there to download, and you can there's time dated and stamped, all of them. And if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. Man, the hell can I say, for Christ's sake? I mean, after hearing Uncle Bernie, I gotta get some beer. Get more beer, for Christ's sake. Give me some damn beer. Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I need beer. All right. I mean, I'm telling you, with all the crap that's going on, with the president, these people out here in Washington, you got Pizzagate going on. You've got troll terrorists and cyber vermin. You got the short bus tards. I got a lot on my plate here. Let me go ahead and take a swig of this. That's some good stuff. Let me take one more. Yeah. Nothing like a good cold beer, folks. Anyway, with that being said, we're running out of time here, so let's go ahead and continue on with the broadcast. Did y'all hear what happened in Russia? Vladimir Lenin has signed a law decriminalizing domestic violence. Can you believe that? I told you, these Ruskies, man. All right? Where's the women's outcry on that one? Can somebody explain that to me? Where's the women's outcry on the decriminalization of giving broads the old Russian smack in Russia? How about that? Where is it? And for you folks that are unaware of this, he signed this law last night, and now it's okay to give your broad a smack or two in Russia. I'm not joking around. Vladimir Putin signed this into law, for heaven's sake. Now, I mean, listen, I think that domestic violence laws in America are at times, depending on the scenario, entirely unnecessary, okay? But there are people that are dudes and that are guys, and because they're getting slapped in the back of the head at work and they're being treated like, four-flushing morons in their social arenas, they come home and take it out on their wife, and those guys should definitely be charged accordingly. I don't agree with any man that can't be a man on his own and comes home and takes his aggressions out on his wife. All right? Now, did I say Vladimir Lenin? I mean Vladimir Putin. I mean, shut up on Twitter, okay? So what? I said Vladimir Lenin, Vladimir Putin. What's the difference at this point? They're both a bunch of stupid Ruskies. They're both bald, and they both trying to take over the world. Anyway, Vladimir Putin, all right? He has now rolled back domestic violence laws. And is this really the appropriate measure to be taking, especially in Russia? I mean, folks, have you ever seen footage of Ruskies out in Russia? They're all just completely sloppy drunk on vodka. And these people are cockeyed, they're mouth breathers. I don't know if, elements of Chernobyl blew into mainstream Russia, but all these Ruskies look like half tards. I'm sorry. They're cockeyed, they breathe through their mouths, they drink vodka, and what, now you're going to give these dopes more of a reason to slap their freaking wives around, for heaven's sake? I mean, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe this. I mean, I can't. I'm not joking around. I mean, what does that say about the Million Women's March, huh? I'm serious. I mean, why aren't the women outcrying about Russia legalizing slapping women again? I mean, I'm not saying that's a horrible thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing because, I mean, I think it was Sean Connery who once said,
a woman deserves a good slap every now and then. You know, it's okay to give a good woman a slap. That's what he said. I'm not joking around. It's okay to give a woman a good smack every now and then. I'm Sean Connery, and I should know. I'm not even joking around. He said it, all right? So that's why I'm saying, folks, all right, I just had to bring that out in the open. I'm not going to talk too much Ruski news. You know how I feel about these goddamn cockeyed Ruski bastards. I don't like them. Don't trust them, all right? And, you know, I want to bring this up since we're talking about Russians, all right? I'm starting to wonder, you know, since we saw Alexander Dugin, which I covered yesterday, on Alex Jones's InfoWars, and I think it's ironic considering I was the first person to bring Dugin into the spotlight as it relates to this Donald Trump campaign and American politics. No one knew who the hell this guy was, except very few circles, obviously within the alt-right. And as a result, because I was vocal about this, because I talked about this, all of a sudden you got mainstream media, you got Nina Byzantina, Richard Spencer's wife, out claiming, hey, I know Dugin, I translate his books. You've got the mainstream media tying Dugin to the Trump administration. Now you got Alex Jones interviewing this psychopath. And that got me thinking, and I want to thank That's Mimi for bringing this up to my attention, because I'm just so worried about so many things, thinking about so many things. But she brought a pretty good point. Roger Stone, you know, a very good close associate of mine, was recently poisoned with polonium-210 in his system. Polonium-210, folks, has been used to assassinate Russian dissidents that were in opposition to Vladimir Putin, which is very peculiar. Now, since Roger Stone had polonium-210 in his system, who would have been able and who would have been close enough to deliver it to him? Then we call into question, well, who's close to the Ruskies that Roger Stone knows and that he's very close affiliates with? And then you got Alex Jones coming out with Dugin. Dugin being Putin's brain. That's what he's known as in Russia, Putin's brain, Putin's favorite philosopher. He's literally in the ear of Putin. That's how close Dugin is to Putin. Doesn't it make you wonder, okay? Doesn't it make you wonder, in my personal opinion, if, I don't know this for sure, somebody close to Roger Stone that's affiliated with Russians possibly put the polonium-210 in his system? Because the only reason that we know that Roger Stone was poisoned with this, because he is a fairly healthy guy. He has never been to the hospital in his life until December, when he started getting so degeneratively sick that he had to go to the hospital. And the doctors did not know what the hell was wrong with him, gave him a plethora of blood tests, and found the polonium-210. So this was done in blood work. So what I'm trying to say is it possible, since Alex Jones and a lot of these people at the deplorable and the alt-right that are obviously affiliated with Dugin, could one of these characters have delivered the polonium-210 to Roger Stone? And if they did, why are they doing that? Because are they realizing that Roger Stone is truly the brain of Donald Trump, and they're trying to neutralize any influence on Trump so that they can dominate the influence on Trump? I'm just saying, folks, I mean, I don't understand why Roger Stone had a known Russian killing agent that has been known to kill Russian dissidents in the past and poison them, why it was in Roger Stone's system.
And if it was, how did he get it in there? Now, just a footnote, I'm not saying anything's happening here, but I don't like how close these alt-right, these right-wing personalities in the alternative media are to Dugin. And if Dugin is Putin's brain, then how easy is it for Dugin to co-opt somebody in this alt-right community to slip in this polonium-210 into the system of Roger Stone? Now, a footnote, like I was about to say, Roger Stone takes the supplements that Alex Jones sells on a consistent basis. Just FYI, these super male vitalities and these types of things. Now, I'm not saying Alex Jones did anything, but I just find it rather coincidental, don't you think? Polonium-210 in Roger Stone's system, Alex Jones interviewing Dugin, polonium-210 used to kill many different ex-Russian dissidents, agents, so on and so forth. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying something's happening here, and I think that I'm onto something, and I hope that, they don't slip freaking polonium freaking 210 in my freaking food, all right? But I'm just saying, Roger Stone, I think that you need to consider that those that you think are on the side of Donald Trump have their own motives. And Alex Jones having Alexander Dugin on yesterday is a slap in the face to not only you, sir, Roger Stone, but all of us on the Trump train that literally just were insistent that there was no Russian affiliation related to this campaign. So anyway, that's just something to ponder there, folks, because, I personally believe somebody had to be very close to Roger Stone to slip him that polonium-210, and I hope that he realizes that, sometimes enemies are closer than you think. That's it. That's all you got to know that, man. Watch a couple of episodes of Forensic Files to see how easy it is someone you think that cares about you, your friend, or that loves you, can easily want you gone and dead. And they'll do it and make it look like an accident. Anyway, we're running out of time here, folks. Once again, I didn't mean to go on that tirade about Alex Jones, Dugin, and Roger Stone, but it is something to very much consider. And if I were Roger Stone, I'd keep away from Alex Jones, in my opinion, man. I don't think that Alex Jones, at this point, after interviewing Alexander Dugin, and if you haven't seen that interview, what a propaganda piece for Alexander Dugin. Every time Dugin was going into his wide-eyed ridiculousness of a piece out of chaos, Jones would stop him from speaking and reiterate some other interpretation that is completely different than what Dugin is saying in his works. Pure Russian shill, Alex Jones. Pure Russian shill. You should be ashamed of yourself, you scumbag. I don't care if Alex Jones now at this point comes and drops $5 million for me to go and join InfoWars. I'd spit in his fat Ruski-loving face. I'm not even joking around, folks. I will never, ever join InfoWars after this asshole put his, literally a propaganda piece. That's what that freaking interview was, a propaganda piece for Alexander Dugin. What a joke. Anyway, folks, I got to move on. All right, I got to move on. Anyway, let me move on. Russia, of course, Putin, he's put his Air Force on high alert because NATO is continuously building up more armaments, missile artillery, and infantry on the border of the Ukraine and Poland, which is literally on the back end of Russia. So now you've got Putin on a war footing at this point in time, And that's just great, isn't it? That's just great. Anyway, let me continue going here. And as a matter of fact, Liberty Capitalist this is, of course, the Daily Mail, so take it with a grain of salt, but just tweeted at me an article that said Trump loyalist Roger Stone claims he was poisoned because he knew the, quote, truth behind the Russian hacks. I don't necessarily believe that, whatever that means. I do believe now, though, he understands that Russia did have an element of. I wouldn't say they did anything hacking wise. I can assure you they didn't. At least the hacking that was conducted to gain access to the files to the DNC and the Podesta emails. I can assure you those were not Russian hacked. But as far as the influence that Russia did in the campaign, it's unfortunately more than obvious. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunately more than obvious. It sucks. And look, somebody's saying, "Hey, Ghost, I listened to that interview. Dugan didn't say nothing about peace out of chaos." You see, you stupid moron. That's why dumbass Alex Jones had that interview, so that a moron like you can sit there and say, "Yeah, he seems like a nice guy." I'm not joking, man. Why don't you read his fourth political theory, you lazy fat asshole? Stupid idiot, man. I'm serious. People like you should be put to sleep, man. I'm not joking around. People like you should be put to sleep. Anyway, I'm running out of time here. Let me move on. Oh, yeah, and not only is Russia on a war footing at this point in time, China has recently said that they are prepared for a, quote, preemptive strike against American military bases. Oh, that's just great, isn't it? Can you believe this? I mean, how come they're not telling us this in the mainstream media? You've got Russia on a war footing now. You've got China sitting here saying that they're ready to launch a preemptive strike at goddamn American bases. I mean, what the hell is that about?
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Preemptive strike against U.S. military bases. I mean, that's a damn act of war, man. I'm telling you, man, why don't we just start dumping just boxes of opium on the mainland China? I'm not even joking around. Let's reestablish the opium wars on these idiots if they want to play this way. I mean, did you see how easy it was for them to collapse their Confucianism? All they had to do was just throw some opium in there, and they got all hopped up on opiates, and that was it for Confucius. Confucius didn't know how to deal with opium. And not only am I suggesting throwing opium out there in China if they want to go to war, why don't we start throwing AIDS victims over there while we're at it? All right? I'm not even joking around. Start throwing AIDS victims over there. I'm telling you this right now. They have a serious social problem in China, okay? Serious social problem in which they have 4 men to every 1 woman in China right now. So you throw a couple of pretty boy AIDS asses out there. All right, throw a few pretty boy AIDS asses. Before you know it, they've got a serious AIDS epidemic right before your very eyes. All right? I'm not even joking around. I'm not even kidding. So I'm not kidding around. I'm sick of these Chinese. And that's why I said I would rather pay more money for a product that's made elsewhere that's probably going to be 10 times, if not 20 times better, and probably going to last 10 to 20 times longer than this cheap Chinese slave labor crap. All right? I'm not joking around. I mean, you know what? I'll be more than happy to go to war with China. You understand me? I'm not even joking around. As a matter of fact, I think we need a good war going on because I think a lot of these little fruits out here that think, la, 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 life is but a man-child dream, la, 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 cartoons, la, 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 la. You idiots need to be drafted, and you need to fight. I'm not joking around. That would be a great day in American history when you fruit bowls have to go out and fight for your rights to continue to be a man-child. You know? I'm not joking. They're going to draft you and say, hey, sir, we've got China threatening the sovereignty of America. We need you to go out there and fight for your man-child freedom. So here's a gun. Go out there and fight, boy. Go out there and fight, boy. So that's all I'm saying, man. I'm ready, all right? You know what, China, bring it on, you know? In the words of George H.W. Bush, you know what, bring them on, you know? Because, you know, I personally believe that the people of China really don't want to do this. I remember Tiananmen Square. I remember the 500,000 estimated people that were out there at Tiananmen Square that did not want to be under communist rule any longer. I remember when the communist government came out and massacred 250,000 of those 500,000 people that were out there. And you mean to tell me that you think that the people of China forgot about this stuff? You think that the people of China has forgotten about Tiananmen Square, and you think they're going to go out and want to fight for the Chinese government? I'm serious, folks. The only thing that's keeping the Chinese government afloat is the fact that the people fear that if there is no government, that there's going to be a massive famine that they have seen time and time again. That's the only thing and the only reason why the communist government is still in existence, because they have compartmentalized and systematically figured out a communistic, half-ass capitalistic, half-ass authoritarian way of feeding 3 billion people, all right? So that's why I'm saying, folks. That's why I'm saying. I mean, we got to. I'm not joking around. Screw China. And since I've made some comments about China, unfortunately, I have to bring in a representative of the Communist government of China. Jesus Christ. To rebut anything that I've got to say, listen, I don't really want to do this. And look, I can't wait till we go to war with China so I won't have to bring in this scumbag anymore. But anyway, without any further ado, do we have him on the line, engineer? All right. Well, without any further ado, we have to have this because Blog Talk Radio is broadcasted within mainland China. So we have to have a rebuttal from a representative of the communist government. So without any further ado, Mr. Fortune Cookie, are you there, sir? Oh. You see, you motherfucker out there talking all kinds of garbage about the communist government of China. You don't know nothing, Ghost. You're talking big men. You're not big men. You little men now, because we own all you American motherfucker. We own all you American motherfucker. We build all your products. We build your cell phone. We build your computer. If China don't no longer manufacture for the American motherfucker, there ain't nothing you can do about it.
You motherfucker ain't gonna have no more consumer goods to no longer buy anymore at the store. Motherfucker. So all you stupid, dumb American motherfucker who taking the sleeping giant that is China very lightly, you have another thing coming. We're taking a yeast of all you stupid American motherfucker that are going to be a problem for China when we go and invade your country, motherfucker. We already buying up all your country. We bought up all Hollywood. We buying up Seattle, Washington, motherfucker. We buying up all the hotel over there in America, motherfucker. We buying up America. America is ours now. It belongs to China. And I tell you this, Ghost, we taking a yeast, and we're going to take all your capitalist army, motherfucker, and put you all in a re-education camp. You're going to be a re-education camp if not we're going to kill you. We're going to kill you, Ghost. And you want to know why we do what we do? Do you want to know why we do what we do? We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. Oh no. Oh no. My stomach hurt. Oh no. Oh no, my stomach hurt. Oh no. Oh, bad egg roll. Oh no. I got nothing else to say. But I warn you, Ghost, don't mess with the motherfucker from China. You better not talk garbage about China again, or we're going to force you to sell China Mr. Fortune Cookie merchandise. We're going to force you, motherfucker, to sell Mr. Fortune Cookie merchandise because we own you, motherfucker. We own the capitalist army. We own True Capitalist Radio. We own you. We own all your fans. We own all your. We own you. We own you. We own you. I've got nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much. All right, get this idiot. Get him off of here, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, can you hear this idiot? See how cocky these Chinese are, man? They're cocky. They're insane, for Christ's sake. Anyway, look, we're running out of time here, so I better get going. But, I mean, do you hear the gall of Mr. Fortune Cookie out here? I'm going to sell Fortune Cookie merch? What am I supposed to sell? What, like Mr. Fortune Cookie's picture with like a personalized fortune or something? Huh? I mean, what? You stupid, dumbass idiot. I wish you were right in front of me right now. I'd stick a goddamn chopstick down your throat, blindfold you with dental floss, and use your coolie hat as a goddamn frisbee this Sunday. Anyway, look, I got to get going here. We got to keep going. Anyway, let's move on to the next subject matter. Did you all hear that the UK Parliament has voted on Brexit today, and Brexit is finally being passed? Now, once again, that doesn't mean it's fully being implemented. It still got to go to the House of Lords, and there's still a bunch of hurdles that are still needed to at least completely trigger Article 50. But this is a very good step, and I hope Britannia doesn't let
the House of Lords, or any other bureaucratic mechanism prevent Article 50 from being triggered. So I do want to say thank you guys out there in Britannia. Congratulations, and I hope that Article 50 is finally triggered. And when it is, by God, finally, Britannia has gotten rid of the unelected, bureaucratic, international, communist institution called the European Union. Thank God! Anyway, let me move on, and because we're running out of time here. Last but not least, I want to talk about Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook. You know this asshole? I'm sure you see his googly-eyed ass. I know who you know I'm talking about. Anyway, Mark Zuckerberg over here, the reason I want to talk about him is, did you just hear that this son of a bitch is funding a mind-reading brain implant project? I mean, it's bad enough that this son of a bitch wants to control your virtual reality world when he purchased the Oculus Rift. It's bad enough that this son of a bitch is creating artificial intelligent technology that'll not only basically find out who you are by scouring millions upon millions of pictures based upon your facial features, but now this son of a bitch wants to control your brain? I'm telling you, Mark Zuckerberg needs to be stopped. I'm not joking around. I mean, I'm glad. Did you hear about these activist investors that are trying to remove this asshole as the chairman or as the CEO? I mean, remove this asshole. Seriously, this guy's gone completely berserk. All right? He's gone completely berserk this time. I mean, a brain implant reader, for heaven's sake. I've never heard of such lunacy in my life. I've never heard of it. I can't believe this. I mean, how much more does he want to control your life? He already owns the rights to every picture that you post on Facebook. He owns the rights to all the communication that you post on Facebook. He owns the rights to everything you do on Facebook. Now he wants the rights to your brain. You know what? I'm done with this garbage, all right? I'm so done. Let's just continue going on, all right? And by the way, Senator Jeff Sessions just confirmed as Department of Justice top cop attorney general, baby. All right? Just confirmed as we speak. So now we have a attorney general that we can be proud of, and hopefully we start seeing people's heads start rolling as it pertains to indictments. All right? Let's hope. Anyway, folks, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get everybody's favorite part of the broadcast. And I'm talking about Radio Graffiti! That's right, folks. Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you've got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code, you've got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti. And before I get into Radio Graffiti, tonight is going to be the last night that you're going to be able to get a True Capitalist Radio Valentine's Day card for yourself, featuring yours truly or the engineer. As a matter of fact, the engineer, yours are selling pretty good, man. I mean, I'm impressed. You actually do got a lot of friends online, man. I'm serious. Anyway, tonight's going to be the last night. We're going to pull them down here at about 9, 10 p.m. So if you want to get them, please type in your browser right now, ghost.market. All right, ghost.market. Get them while you can. And look at all these people tweeting at me for Mr. Fortune Cookie merch. Give me a break. Give me a break. All of you on Twitter, just shut up. All of you on Twitter, just shut up. Mr. Fortune Cookie merch. Anyway, you know what? Engineer, do we have any Radio Graffiti calls, for Christ's sake? All right, well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti right now. All right, who do we got going on over here? How about 403 Radio Graffiti? Well, you got a Helen Keller deaf mute going on over there. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti? Jesus Christ. What are y'all doing, man? Get it straight, morons. We ain't got a lot of time, and here you all, what are y'all, taking a dump? Jesus Christ. Crapper, get off the pot. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. You know what's unfortunate is that you idiots have so many lines open on your cheap-ass 386 SX computer that you can't handle all the streams that you got going outbound, you moron. And every time that you call up and try to play something, you sound like an Obama phone piece of crap because you're on a goddamn computer phone, you stupid, dumb imbecile. Jesus Christ, man. 435, Radio Graffiti. All right, we get it. All right, you're having a problem. Shut your mouth. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
All right, short bus members. We were put on this short bus for a reason, and that reason...
just shut this guy. Shut up! Jesus Christ, man. Enough of the cards. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost Moon Man here. Time today for a brony purge. More specifically, a pale white horse known as Twilly Atkins. And for you, Miss Atkins, I have an ultimatum. Unless you delete your Twitter account and stop patronizing this broadcast, the good folks at home will get to learn all about you. Today they get to learn your real name, don't they, Bonnie?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut this idiot up, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, now what? Now we've got, bronies and furries going against each other. And, I mean, can't you all leave your little stupid tard drama and leave that to your chat rooms, please, you stupid, dumb sacks of crap? Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, it's Kermit, and for tonight's gay sex session, I have collected used tampons and maxi pads from the dumpster behind the
you know what? That's great, Kermit, you stupid gay son of a bitch, all right? Somebody should put you in a microwave, you dumb imbecile. How about 973 Radio Graffiti?
Getting cum down makes you smarter, makes you faster, makes you...
Man, here, an Obama phone. Look, listen, if your phone sucks, or you don't have a computer that can properly get the voice packets to the server and then on to the rest of us, don't call. Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
President full of bread and body in the street. Ride, Donnie, ride. Donald Trump's shattered head is concrete.
What the hell's going on today, man? This is sucking. This sucks, man. Give me my beer, for heaven's sake. This really sucks. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
My name is...
And of course, we're going to have that. And you see, only a tard would think that's funny. Only a waste of human life that should have been aborted and flushed down the toilet would think that's funny. Anyway, who else we got? We got 267 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost of the Gunman. This is Joseph de Klerk. I'm the Secretary of the Minister of South Africa. I regret to inform you that I've been banned from entering South Africa, so we're going to have to cancel the trip that you scheduled. Sorry for the inconvenience. The American Embassy has been notified, and best of luck to you.
Yeah, okay, great. I was never going to go to Africa, you idiot. Stupid moron. Yeah, I feel like going and getting malaria and some tropical disease that turns, my crotch into a rotted willy lump. Yeah, I'll go to Africa. Jesus Christ. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. I mean, somebody's having a serious problem. Somebody is having a serious problem. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Anyway, Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Get it together, short bus. This is a punishment. Fix your shit.
Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Tohu merch confirmed. It is confirmed. It's going to happen. I'm going down that slippery slope. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. I never said that. That's a freaking splice. I never said that. I never said that crap. That's a lie. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Night Prowler Radio Graffiti. Hold on. You hear that chopper? What the hell is the chopper doing circling my place, man? Oh, shit. Oh, Christ. Oh, Christ, no. Get away.
You are terminated.
Get to the chopper!
Black man in a white man's town, he's got trouble. Get in his way, he's gonna cut you down. He's taking over. He can rap, he can shoot. Don't take nothing from nobody. Oh, he's black, bad, scared of nothing. Yeah, he's so bad. They call him boss. He's a boss. Called nigga. He's so bad. They call him boss. He's a boss. Called nigga.
You know what? Just get this idiot off. Get this idiot off! Damn it! That's never going away, is it? That stupid goddamn song is never going away. Give me the freaking mic. Give me the mic. This goddamn stupid song is never going away, and you want to know why? It's because of you, engineer. It's because of you, you... God damn it. Just sit there and shut your mouth. Do you understand me? Shut up. Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Ghost, you're being exposed on the forums right now by Alex for being an NW shield working for the big banks. You're being exposed. The truth is coming out, Ghost.
Oh, the truth is coming out. I'm working for the big banks. Well, you know what? Can you tell the big banks to up my pay, all right, so I don't have to do this show anymore? How about that? How about that? How about upping my pay to, like, I don't know, $5 million? Or you know what? How about $1 million? Shut up with the big banks, my ass. Are you kidding me? Have you heard my show? I've just been recently saying that central banks are an adherent to fucking communism, you stupid moron. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Oh dear. Did you smell that? Would you like to come closer? Oh my goodness. That surprised me. Oh. You want to get a little closer? Oh, all right. Oh my.
Get this sick. Is that a broad? Is that a broad yet? Good. Jesus Christ.
I mean, was that a fart or was that a queef? I mean, what the hell was that? I mean, that sounded a little loose there, all right? That sounded a little loose and flappy, if I don't say so myself. I'm sorry. Give me the freaking money. Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing. Calling the beautifully redesigned 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA simply a four-door coupe is like describing a world-class athlete as just a good runner. With its sleek profile and powerful turbocharged engine, the CLA offers agility and design that are unmatched in its class, and it's available now at an exceptional price. Why drive any four-door coupe when you could be driving the 2017 Mercedes-Benz CLA? Visit mbusa.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
This is getting ridiculous. I don't know what the hell. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Yeah, you see, you can't, you have all these. Let me just go ahead and start hanging these fools up. Start hanging them up. How about 443 Radio Graffiti? Hope. Birds in flames. All right? Lol, you died. Lol, lol, you died. Lol, you died. Lol, lol, you died. All right, that's just great. I really think that's so cute. All right, 352 Radio Graffiti.
Yo, this is Matt Pony. I'm gonna write a book now, and you're gonna buy it. It's called My Little Pony. Pampers are magic.
Christ, you morons are really starting to piss me off. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. No, shut that song off. You sick, twisted prick. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Isn't that a little fast? Isn't that a little like, hyper, too much coffee version of that particular, Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Previously on Ready to Die.
No group should have just yes men. You know what I mean? Because if it's going to consist of yes men, then you have all these people.
And now,
Norwegian capitalist, you keep posting that sick fucking shit.
Yeah, stop doing that, man. Fucking gay.
Fucking gay as hell. Right, we get it. We get it. Shut up. We get it. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
Hello, from Tamiko. It's the Adolf Hitler action set. The real-sound Hitler mustache has the commanding voice you need to take over the world. I am Hitler. Come before me, underling. And with a super Uzi machine gun, you're the boss of that time.
What the hell are you wearing? Did you find him?
Oh, shut up there, silly.
Nice.
The Adolf Hitler talking mustache, super Uzi, cool sunglasses, tactical hairdo, and bulletproof trench coat. Each sold differently from Tamiko.
Yep.
All right, that's great. Hitler action figure, assholes. 647 Radio Graffiti. And hey, engineer, go ahead and place my wife's mouth. Stupid son. Shut up! Just shut up! I mean, what was that, the Soviet Bible? vibrator? What in the blue hell was that? Jesus Christ, you sick pricks. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Good God, man. 706 Radio Graffiti. Well, that's pretty good. That was a hell of a lot better than Godzilla. But don't worry, Godzilla, he's on the short bus, and when he learns that, being a tard doesn't pay, and it's not going to get you any recording studios, and it's not going to make you a cool musician to hang around a bunch of tards, maybe he'll come back around. How about, who else we got? How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti?
One will know my happy mustache face.
Yeah, that's great. 973, Radio Graffiti. I mean, get a better phone! 559, Radio Graffiti. I'm telling you, what you all should be literally repeatedly hit in the balls with an Acme brick for sucking this bad. I'm not even joking around. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ, somebody's having a problem. Somebody help that asshole, for Christ's sake. Literally. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. What the hell is all this about, for heaven's sake, man? Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
And all you assholes that say that I'm a pony train, hey, it's the truth. Pony, 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 pony.
Shut up, you stupid moron, you freaky bastard. Anonymous, Radio Graffiti.
The future Bonnie, it seems, is in your disgusting, diver-loving, clopping brony hands. And to my fellow brothers in the...
Shut up, Moon Man, you stupid fruit bowl. How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti?
Hello, Ghosty. Came here to have a good time?
Yeah?
Good. Come with me. I'll take off my clothes.
Hold on a second. What the hell is this? What the hell are you showing? God damn. It's a trap, penis. God damn. It's a trap. Penis.
Surprise?
Oh, my God.
You amused?
Oh, yeah. Shove it up your ass.
Come here, then. I'm all yours.
12 seconds later.
Put her nuts on the table. Well, I guess she's a woman. She put her tits on the table, I guess. Oh my God. Oh man, that's good stuff, man. That is good stuff.
I hope you're happy, baby. That'll cost $117 now.
Are you kidding me? Get out of here! Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to pay $117. God damn it! God damn it now! Damn it! What the hell kind of sick, twisted splice was that? What the hell was that? What kind of sick crap was that? Oh my God! Oh, Jesus Christ, man, that was disgusting. Man, listen, that was a splice, and I don't know. Jesus Christ, you people are sick, twisted perverts. You're all a bunch of sick, twisted perverts, man. All of you. Jesus Christ. Christ, all of you, man. Oh, my God. Give me the mic. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I don't even know what the hell to say after that. I don't even know what to say. 540 Radio Graffiti.
Shiny Pori, Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ, I hate when they go to that excuse. Every time some autistic imbecile does something stupid, I'm autistic, I'm autistic, I'm retarded, I'm autistic, I'm retarded. It's on. Who can trust his own? I'm sorry, I'm retarded. Say, time goes by. I'm sorry, I'm retarded.
We can't even understand you because your damn Obama phone sucks, you moron. How about 813 Radio Graffiti? I guess that's a decent penis, I guess. Who else we got? How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
United forever in friendship and labor, a mighty
Shut that crap up, that Soviet Union crap. Shove it up your ass. Goddamn Ruski bastards, man. I hate you, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
My name is Free.
Yeah, we get it. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti? Shut that crap up, you dumb Ruski. Shut up. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
My name.
How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti? How about 630 Radio Graffiti?
You know, I was going to talk shit to Mr. Fortune Cookie, but fuck it. Teutonic Plague and the rest of these short bus fruit bowls can catch these hands.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Are you kidding me? Enough of the goddamn short bus. I'm ready. I'm sick of them, for heaven's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Hello?
Oh, great. Well, you took too long, moron. How about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
Hey, jockstrap cowboys, gonna see here come. Jockstrap cowboys, get on your knees and suck it.
Oh, what the hell? What the hell is that? Is that a gay country song? All right, that's it for this Fruit Bowl Wednesday. I'm done with this garbage, all right? Follow me on Twitter, scumbags, all right? Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost. What a dumbass Fruit Bowl Wednesday this was on Radio Graffiti. I can tell you that right goddamn now. I will be here tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You better be here. And come and step your game up, Radio Graffiti morons, before I start charging. Huh? How you like that? Huh?